Africa is cited as one of the must-watch continents, producing world-class technological solutions, especially in areas such as cloud, mobility, mobile payments. As the continent is getting more and more bandwidth, bigger, faster, more reliable bandwidth, it's also brought with it a new risk, a security risk. So what are organizations doing about this risk? What should they be looking for? Why are they even being attacked? Well, we get all these answers at the IDC Roadshow.
I'm John Tullis. I'm the Research Manager for IT Services in Sub-Saharan Africa for IDC. Security is continuing to evolve very quickly. It needs to mature and advance faster than it is if it's going to keep up to date with the threats. And the digital transformation that we're seeing within enterprises is frequently becoming disconnected from security, and that's creating challenges that need to be addressed. What's happening is that the digital transformation within enterprises is manifesting in terms of their adoption of third platform technologies like cloud and mobile, for example, but security is falling behind. We see that very acutely expressed in terms of shadow IT, where end users are ambitiously deploying services for the benefit of the company. They don't understand what the risks involved. User awareness is tremendously lacking. We know it's a huge problem, but companies really aren't investing in solving it. That's part of it. Part of it is maturing the security strategies that are in place. We're still seeing people deploying point solutions and optimistically hoping that it'll keep them secure. There really needs to be that more holistic view of security and how it's working, and in many cases just that acceptance that security will fail and that you need the processes in place to detect and mitigate a breach. So big challenges right now, it's the same as for IT in general, right? The budgets are tight, we know that, especially in this country where the exchange rate is against us, solutions are generally being purchased in dollars. Skills tremendously short globally as well as in South Africa, but particularly here where we have some fantastically skilled security practitioners, but they are very, very few in number. All the same challenges as usual, really, but faced with an adversary which is getting stronger and more skilled by the day. So the IT skill shortage hurts. In security, it's existential as a threat. It's very, very serious. We know that the threat actors are becoming more skilled, better funded, and more successful all the time. So that, again, is creating that disconnect between what we're expecting from security and what we're actually able to deliver. But right now, the major threats for enterprises tend to be around data leakage. So the criminals have realized the value of enterprise data that they can steal. So we're seeing that. We're seeing these very large, very high-end attacks on organizations to steal credit card data, corporate secrets, or just embarrassing information in the case of companies which are out of public favor. So that's a very serious problem. At the consumer level, ransomware is really in vogue at the moment, and that's spilling over into the enterprise space where the same attacks, when successful in an organization, can be devastating, where your file servers and your backups can be affected by ransomware. Getting data back can be a real challenge. So step one is stop thinking about security and start thinking about risk. Take a step back, do a risk assessment of yourself, of your assets, of the environment that you're operating in, and then start to apply security on top of that. If you're just buying security because you think it's important, you're getting it wrong. So start with an assessment of yourself, your threats and your risks. Have a look at the data that you have, the assets that you're trying to protect, what the threats are to them, and then map that against your security strategy. So really, I think it's time to take a step back from buying security and have a really hard think about how that security maps into the strategy of the business, and in particular, where you're undergoing a digital transformation process, understand the maturity of your organization and your security organization.
Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Talking Tech with the Techie Guy. My name is Liron Segev. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up if you liked what you saw, leave us some comments below, and we'll see you at the next episode.